I think we can call this segment the personal outlook on politics. So welcome to PUOP. Kent, your background includes having been a state representative as a newly minted lawyer back in 1976, and I actually remember when that happened. And you served for 6 years representing Eastern Barton County, but then you kind of backed away from politics and practiced law, raised some kids, and participated in community life. Wouldn't that be fair to say?
Correct, Janet. I thought I was out of politics. It had been over 30 years since I held elective office. And I was home watching television on October 16th, saw our current congressman torpedo the compromise that Speaker John Boehner had put together to reopen the government and avoid defaulting. And at that point in time, I decided if I couldn't recruit someone better, I would run myself. And that's why I'm challenging Congressman Tim Yuleskamp in the Republican primary election.
Yes. And what are some of the things, I'm going to just kind of pick your brain a little. What are some of the things that you learned about governing during your time in the Kansas State House? That's a long time ago, but still.
Well, you set this Salina Journal out here as today's Salina Journal. I just glanced at it, but I noticed on this article that is on Congressman Yuleskamp's being here recently, that he said he didn't read the Farm Bill before he voted on it, that he didn't really know what was in it. That is ridiculous, because what I learned over 30 years ago, even if you're not on the conference committee, you have a right to go there and sit down and listen and see what happens. If you care enough, if you want to know, then you do know. The Farm Bill was delayed for 2.5 years by groups such as Americans for Prosperity. And for someone to say that, oh, I didn't have a chance to read it, I didn't know what was in the Farm Bill, that is inexcusable. That's what I know from my time as a legislator.
Speaker Boehner?
Speaker Boehner removed him from Budget and Agriculture. The 1st Congressional District traditionally has had a member on the Agriculture Committee. And those members, from Jerry Moran, Pat Roberts, all of those past congressmen, always went to Barry Flinchbaugh, Kansas State University professor, as their expert on agriculture. When Tim Yuleskamp got elected, he got a message to Professor Flinchbaugh that he was no longer welcome in his office, that he was going to get his marching orders from the Heritage Foundation, and Barry Flinchbaugh was cut out of the loop, which is a great disservice not only to Professor Flinchbaugh, but to the state of Kansas, because no one is more knowledgeable than Barry Flinchbaugh. I met with him at the K-State Student Union. We discussed this. He was kind enough to allow a co-ed to take a short video of it that I posted on my website. And you know, I just think that it's almost to the point where Yuleskamp, we're better off with him off of agriculture because he was working against our interests. He voted against the $440 million to finish construction of the National Bio and Agro Defense Facility at the K-State University campus. That's ridiculous. That's his home district. He wouldn't sign a letter of approval for a grant for $17 million to fix the rail lines around Garden City that was requested by the city of Garden City. That's ridiculous. That's his home district. And he claims Hutchinson is his hometown, but he's continually working against the interest of Siemens, the wind generating plant that's located in Hutchinson.
And I'm going to make sure that people get to see your website, but your website is kentrothforkansas.wordpress.com, and we'll have that up. And what final words do you want to say to the people of the 1st District?
Well, if you just type the domain name in of KENTROTH, my name.com, it will take you to my website.
Great.
And then the real excitement has been on the Facebook page, where I've had some posts that have had over 70 comments, and some of them are people that are pretty radical. But I haven't backed down from them. I've engaged in conversation, and I've made my theme song, Keep On Talking, or Keep Talking by Pink Floyd.
Very good. I have to admit that your Facebook page was what really attracted to me to learning more about where you stood on things, because you were very firm, but very good at setting the boundaries of what the discussion was and keeping it in those boundaries. But you were open to discussing a lot of different ideas, and I think that's certainly nothing I get from Mr. Yuleskamp. I get the boilerplate when I'm talking with him. So I appreciate your time, and we'll look forward to seeing how your campaign fares.
Thank you, Janet, and thank you, Access TV of Salina.
You bet.
This is Count Roth, Republican candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.